Alright guys, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of We Believe in Film. I'm your host, Tim, aka Timothy Makeups, aka Timothy Ditzler. Alright, so it's time for another one of my daily walk episodes. And currently on my nighttime walk. I only have one camera with me and it's currently in my bag. So we're gonna call this a scouting or a reconnaissance mission. I'm just out searching for spots. I'm currently not trying to waste a bunch of film and shoot a bunch of stuff that I've already shot a couple times, you know? Not that I'm totally against that. I'm a big fan of kind of practice makes perfect type situations. I shoot a lot of the same spots over and over again, but yeah, tonight I just thought I'd, go for a walk and use my eyes and take a look at what's around me. I'm gonna go down the street a little further than I normally go. I'm gonna go past Main Street, see what's down there, how that looks at night. I've mostly been shooting a lot at night, and I don't know, it's still hot. Summer's over currently, but it's still hot as hell. So I'm shooting a lot more at night. I've been going down to the coffee shop every day for a couple hours and kind of putting in some work, editing some video, or I just I wrapped up my latest zine, and I've been spending some time away from home working on things like my photography, Oh, real quick. This is my daily walk if you're the first time hearing this, so there is going to be, some car noise in the background, potential talking from other people. I just go for a walk, and normally I have my camera with me and I take some shots or kind of bring you along with me during stuff like that. But tonight, I really felt like leaving the camera in the bag. I didn't leave it at home, but I left it in the bag. I thought I would go for kind of a scouting mission, Funds are limited these days and film is expensive. So if there's something I see that I want to shoot, I'll either shoot it because I do have a camera with me, or I will make I'll make a note of it and go back and get it like tomorrow night or the next night, But yeah, I was talking about Starbucks. I was talking about coffee house work and kind of punching the clock, getting some work done outside of the house. I mean, I've been working from home technically since COVID started back in March. And I've just kind of hit that point where I just can't like function and get anything done from home anymore. I kind of just sit and watch YouTube videos or, binge series on Amazon or Netflix or something like that. And it's just becoming really unhealthy, and I'm not trying to go down that road right now. So I've been forcing myself to get out for at least 4 hours a day, work from outside of home. I'm currently in the process of trying to book some sort of shoots too. I would love to work with some people and do some shoots, some portrait shoots, and just kind of get back into it, And I haven't been working at my restaurant job since I got sick back in March as well. And I'm just kind of I'm full blown stir crazy, and don't really know how much longer I can last just like sitting at home and not doing anything productive. I mean, I feel like I have been productive. Like, I've been putting these episodes out and I've been working on a lot of YouTube content, which has made me very happy. And it's a void that I've been needing to kind of take charge of and make some stuff for a while. I really miss shooting videos, and I really miss this podcast too. I miss this time to kind of sit and chat and just kind of vent frustrations or, let out some new ideas that I have going on. But I did get an awesome comment about, this podcast and how they really liked it, and they said that to keep doing it because it kind of feels like they're out, we're out together shooting, and that's exactly what my goal was with this podcast, was was to kind of just like to hang, minus like me having another person with you. I mean, or not getting any answers in return when I ask questions, but it's still a lot of fun, you know. I'm on the other side of town, which is, I don't normally come down past Main Street lately. I kind of stick to my side of town. I guess it would be the south side of town. And now I'm currently on the north side of town and I'm not really seeing anything. I think that's why I don't come down here that often. So as I talked about before in the last episode and how I've made a YouTube video about it and stuff, I've really been into shooting Lomography's Metropolis, and I'm not a big fan of the film for daytime shooting. I've come to that realization recently that I get the most out of that film when I'm shooting it at night. And the last couple times I went out and shot with it, I brought a tripod and a shutter release cable, and it really changed the game for what my future holds with that film. You know, I'm really trying to put together a pretty cohesive body of work of nighttime stuff, of houses, and I wouldn't necessarily say like the Todd Hido look, but definitely a super huge inspiration on me, his work. And you know, the whole houses at night kind of thing's a little burned out, and I feel like we all kind of go through a phase of that, and it's a lot of fun shooting at night. I mean, it's such a different beast than shooting, you know, in daytime, because you can hide a lot of imperfections at night with the darkness. You know, you really do. I don't know, like if you're framing up a house or something like that, you can really frame out the sides of it. Sorry guys, I got captivated by the moon there. The moon is looking pretty insane this evening. Oh yeah, I guess I should touch on this. Lomography just dropped their... Okay, so yeah, I have to talk about it. Lomography just dropped their Lomograflok 4x5 instant back for Instax film today. They dropped the pre-order, and I was lucky enough to be a beta tester or a tester of the back, and I'll tell you what, that thing really changed the game for me, and pulling out the 4x5 camera. I don't know how many of you guys ever shot 4x5, but it's its own beast. It is quite the process to shoot 4x5. You know, you really have to, there's just so much involved with, you know, you only get 2 shots per negative holder, and you gotta focus, I mean, not that you don't do all that stuff with, you know, medium and 35 millimeter and stuff like that. I mean, we should all take our time and do things right, but shooting 4x5 is just it's a whole other beast. And to have that instant back, now I think I had it for about 2 or 3 weeks, and unfortunately during that time it rained every single day. I think there was a handful of days where it didn't rain while having it, and I definitely got out on one of those days. I'm currently working on editing a video. Hopefully it'll be done by this weekend and I can get that up. I really want to get, you know, a proper Thursday edit every day to the channel, or every week to the channel, but meeting deadlines is super tough when we live in this crazy ass world we're living in right now. But anyway, yeah, so Lomo, they dropped this back and I got to try it. So I did a bunch of still life stuff, and then I went to the cemetery that I always go and shoot at and did some shots there. And man, that thing is just amazing. It's so much fun to have instant results with 4x5. I mean, and to even use it like, say you use it like they used to use peel apart Polaroids if you want to check exposures or compositions. Now, the Instax isn't the same size as a 4x5 negative, but you will definitely get an idea of what, you know, your exposure and your framing is going to be trying that. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of uses for this back, and I really can't wait to see what the people do, especially the like the beta testers that they sent it out to. I've already been seeing a bunch of really cool stuff. Now, Chris, the co-host of Analog Talk, I had actually sent my copy to her right after I was done using it. So I know she got to do a couple portraits, and I'm just like, I'm glad that she got a chance to try it. And I know that Adam Goldberg, he was on the podcast, he's an actor. I know he has it, and Jason Lee also had a copy of it. So I'm just excited to see what everybody does. And I'm definitely going to pre-order. I'm definitely going to pre-order the back, because I don't know what I'd do without that. And I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I've already been talking with some people through Instagram. They're talking about how they can mod it to use it for other things. And I mean, hopefully this is like the start of something for Lomography. Now, I haven't actually heard anything from them personally, but man, if they're making a 4x5 back, like, what are the chances they make like an RB back or like an RZ back, or, you know, or even I know Polaroid has some patents that they're pretty tough to get around with, making stuff with Polaroid. But I mean, hell, Instax is great. I mean, I love Instax. I've been an Instax shooter for years now, and that's okay. You know, I really do prefer Polaroid for their colors, and I just love the style of Polaroid film compared to Instax. But Instax definitely has its own unique look, and it's, especially their monochrome film, like there's nothing like that. So I did kind of want to touch on that a little bit and just talk about that release. And I had a lot of fun using it, and I definitely keep your eyes open for a video coming on that soon. I know there's some stipulations on what I can show and what I can't show. They were more concerned about showing the demo version of the Lomograplok 4x5 instant back than anything, because, you know, they're beta units, or they're kind of test units, and they're not 100% like what they're going to look like. I mean, just seeing the render of the one on the pre-order looks so much better. Like, I am super stoked, and I didn't even have any issues with the unit that they sent me. I thought it was great. If that's what it would have been, like, because I mean, we're so used to people kind of just turning instant cameras into these kind of instant backs. So I mean, I tip my hat to Lomography, dude. They killed it with this one, and the price. I mean, I think it's like $135, which, it was funny because that's one thing that I was super scared of. I was really hoping it wasn't going to be like $400. And I saw a couple other people say like how reasonable the price was, and they were scared that it was also going to be that expensive and stuff. So, I mean, I'm a huge Lomography fan. Like, as you can tell, I've been going crazy on their film stocks for the last couple years, especially in the last couple months with Metropolis, and then, you know, Lomography 800 and stuff like that. So this is pretty awesome. I'm super stoked for this. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I should touch on. All right, I'm on my way back home. So pretty unproductive. I mean, other than just getting out and recording one of these episodes, which is always fun and a pleasure to do. I don't know, I feel like going out and going on a walk with you guys is so much more pleasing than thinking about sitting in my office for yet another hour talking about this stuff, when I could be out walking around looking at stuff. And I mean, the weather's finally kind of chilled out a little bit. It's not as humid as it's been. I mean, it has been raining again, but anyway, so yeah, what I was talking about is things to look forward to coming up here. Now, I'll have my test print of the new zine, I think September 16th is the day it's scheduled to be here. Now, I've actually had, the last couple times I've ordered through Blurb, my test prints, they've come a lot sooner than what the date said that it was supposed to be here. So, I mean, I don't know if that's going to be the case this time, but as soon as the test print gets here, I'm going to do a pre-order, which I'm already kind of in the works of setting up my website for the pre-order. I'm also going to make it available through, you know, my Instagram and stuff, kind of how I sell my prints. And the only reason I'm doing a pre-order is just so I don't overspend and buy a whole bunch of copies of this and, you know, only sell 5 or something crazy like that. So, and the pre-order worked out really well when I did it with my zine 3 days. But I'm super excited about this zine project. I brought it up a couple times on Instagram and shared a couple of the photos, not on my feed, but in my stories. It's a lot different than what I normally do. It's all color. Actually, I lied. There's one black and white photo in there, but I felt like I kind of had to throw a signature black and white color in there because that's my thing. I feel like these pictures, I don't want to give too much away. Because I want to do I have a whole launch idea in my mind of putting together a video and maybe getting a couple people involved. I want to do something through the Analog Talk podcast, do like a zine giveaway, and I kind of want to make a production of this because this little zine I'm really proud of it. I mean, it's different. It's different than what I normally do. And I personally am very proud of it. And I think that's honestly the most important part of this is kind of going within and putting something together that I'm proud of. Not that I feel like not that I don't mind and love and respect your opinion, but this is just a zine. This isn't like a big time photo book or anything crazy like that. Like, this is just a couple months worth of work. And I want to explain so much to you guys, but I don't want to give it away yet until the test copy gets here and I can put together a video on how I did everything. And I'm just excited. It's a fun project. So keep an eye out for that. I do have plans to kind of do a zine and print combination, or just the zine, or maybe even do kind of like a merch packet with it, do like a t-shirt with one of the photos. I don't know. I mean, I'm looking to do the full release by October. It kind of flows in October. Like, if you look at the body of work, now it was shot right at the beginning of COVID, like right at the end of spring, because it definitely, see here, I'm giving it all away. But so I hope to have everything ready to go and to be released by October 1st. It's on its way, it's being printed, and then I'm going to try to put some sort of packages and do like a big shebang release. But super proud of that body of work. And just probably, I'm going to do a Leica M3 and M7 review, and I also have plans to put together a little video of my Wbif. Now, I've talked about that in the last episode, but it's just a little TL, like an affordable twin lens reflex, and I plan to put something together on that, or maybe even just like a shoot with me. I have a bunch of fun ideas. I just need to execute. That's what it all comes down to. But I'm officially back home, guys. So I think I'm gonna wrap the episode here. I wanna thank you guys for letting me kind of vent and babble and talk for a little while. Felt really good to just talk. And it does feel like I'm just kind of hanging out with you guys. And I greatly appreciate each and every single one of you guys that listens, and I can't thank you enough.